The next morning naman ay nagpunta tayo sa Igorot Stone Kingdom. We paid a small entrance fee to get inside at sulit ito. Pagpasok mo ay may ilang mga stores sa paligid if gusto mo na agad makabili ng souvenir. To get inside, you need to show the ticket to the staff, and upon entering, you will see this white carabao. Special ito, at more on this mamaya. Then, you need to pass this hallway to get inside. And then we saw this Saint Bernard staring at us, kaya nagpa-picture kami. Alam nyo ba, ang mga Saint Bernard ay lahi ng mga mababait at malalambing na aso na nagmula mula sa Swiss Alps o sa kabundukan ng Switzerland. Sila ay nilahi originally para sa rescue work, kagaya ng pagliligtas ng mga tao na natabunan ng yelo sa kabundukan noong taong 1600s. Alam nyo ba, kayang magtimbang ang ganitong aso ng 64 to 80 kilograms sa mga lalaking Saint Bernard at 54 to 64 kilograms naman ang mga babaeng Saint Bernard. Dito sa Stone Kingdom, ayon sa nag-aalaga nito, nasa 80 kilos na ang batang Saint Bernard na ito. At kada kain niya ay 2 kilong pagkain ang kailangan niyang ubusin. Nako! Pagpasok pa natin ay makikita na natin ang pinakaharapan ng Igorot Stone Kingdom. Mag-e-enjoy ka sa iba't ibang mga sculptures dito. May Fertility Stone Tower at Igorot God Kabunyan Tower. Ngunit kailangan meron kang lakas at stamina dahil pataas ang lahat ng ito. May wishing well din dito at sinasabi na dahil natural spring water ito ay meron itong dalang positive energy na tutulong para matupad ang mga wishes mo. Very photo-friendly ang buong park at dito pa lang sa ibaba ay uubos ka na ng maraming space sa camera mo. Then, we went up some more at may nakita tayong isang kuweba. Guys, welcome dito sa Baguio City and we are here in the Stone Kingdom. Kung mapapansin niyo, we are inside the tunnel because this is one of their highlights. Ito yung tinatawag nilang Igorot Gold Mine. Before we continue, ano ba ang history nitong Igorot Stone Kingdom? Igorot Stone Kingdom was born from a dream of engineer Pio Velasco. The concept of this is a child's fantasy of castles. The story of the first Igorot people and man's belief that there is a caring God and to honor the culture of Igorot's skillful hands in stone laying, which he said this is not just a typical stone wall built on the side of mountain, because it contains the history of the different provinces of Cordillera. There are also sides of the park dedicated to his family, one to his sister and the other one to his mother. There is also a bird statue here he called Sisiwit, who he told during a typhoon last July 2020 his hillside work eroded due to landslide. He thought of giving up, but then this white and blue Sisiwit landed on the ground near him, seemingly trying to convey a message. It hopped for around some time, then it flew away. It dawned to him, a message from the gods, that he has a mission to finish the task of his ancestors and never give up, and just to do it. Then 10 months later, on May 15, 2021, though only 70% was finished, he opened it to the public due to insistent demand. So we are going up dito sa pinaka mataas na parte ng Stone Kingdom, hopefully. Yan. Upon visiting here, you thought you cannot climb furthermore. But upon seeing their decorations and designs, all your stresses and pain will go away, and you will feel to just keep on going until the beautiful view surrounds you. But remember, I told you about a story of a white carabao? This is the story. A white carabao appeared in front of Engineer Pio Velasco on this site, a sign for him to start building this stone kingdom. This white carabao is also a vision he kept seeing in his mind ever since his childhood days in Sabangan Mountain Province. Also, in Igorot culture, a white carabao symbolizes a divine message. Ang Igorot Stone Kingdom. Dito yan sa Baguio City. Before we head out, I decided to take a photo with the horse to mark the strength I gave for this short adventure in this Stone Kingdom, together with the stories of Gatan and Bangan, a fantasy story of an Igorot man and woman who survived the Great Holocaust. After this, we head down to Benguet to do some strawberry picking in a farm of Benguet State University. Besides strawberries, this farm has broccoli, lettuce, and other vegetables. So nandito tayo ngayon para mamitas ng strawberry. At nandito tayo ngayon sa Benguet. So una, hahanap muna tayo ng mga mapupula na strawberry. Ayan. Dito na Papa. Isang lalagyan na lang. So pumili tayo. At meron tamang pagkat. So, ito tamang pagkat. Kailangan hindi madama yung mga maliliit. So, ganyan. Tapos, saka natin puputulin. Oh, tara. Manguha tayo ng strawberry. Pag pumitas tayo ng hinog na strawberry, ay tatagal lamang ito ng 2 hanggang 3 araw. Kaya kung binabalak nyong mag-uwi nito, ay yung medyo mga berde pa ang dulo para mas tumagal pa ng kaunti. So bakit mahal ang strawberry?
Mahal talaga kasi kumukunti na yung mga supply ng strawberries sa ngayon na buwan. Itong tanim ko po is ito po yung winter doon na variety.
Gaano katagal magpatubo ng strawberry mula punla?
Tagal. Mula punla. Ay kung hindi mababaha itong farm may aabot ito ng 1 taon. Pero hindi pwede yun sa amin. Kasi pag may bagyo, mabaha po. Kaya hanggang June kami lang dito.
Ilang buwan siya bago mamunga?
75 days may bunga na.
Alam nyo ba, si Kuya Din ay kilalang nanalo ng biggest strawberry dito sa Benguet. After our Benguet adventure, I think this is the time to say bye-bye for now to Baguio as we head back to the terminal for our night travel to Cubao. So guys, next time you visit Baguio, I'm sure that you will have more ideas of where to go.